All right, guys, so we have one of the great stars of Lethal Weapon, Jonathan Fernandez. So you've been coming out to this tournament how many times?
Once. Now. Wow. This is the first time. And I've heard about it. It's a big event. Everybody knows about it. And just to be here is just like amazing. You know, I would see what all the fuss is about, have some fun, do some good for people. And it's just like, it's a really cool experience so far.
So, you know, how did you get involved? Did George reach out to you, or was the cause moved you and you felt like you had to be involved?
You know, there's some stuff like that where it happens serendipitously, and then I don't ask any questions. Like, I just get the invite, I'm like, cool, I don't need to know how this happened, I'm just going. And it's been on my calendar, like, burning a hole on May 1st for, you know, the last, like, month and a half or something. I couldn't wait to come do this. And I guess I should ask now. Now that I'm here and people think I'm supposed to be here, then I'll ask, like, hey, what happened? How did I get involved in this?
Hey, I mean, you know, that's a good issue to have, right? I mean, coming out here, pretty women, great golf game.
Yeah.
So what are your expectations for today?
I just want to make good contact and see what happens. You know, I'm not I just became an avid golfer in the last 10 days. And so, and it's been going well, and I'm just excited to, you know, put everything to the test and seeing if my coach really knows what he's talking about.
Nice, nice. Well, we believe in you, and we think you're going to do great. But, so, you know, you're on one of the best shows out there right now. What was it like? Were you a fan of the series growing up?
Yeah, I mean, the VHS is like, you know, a puddle of burnt rubber. Crisp, yeah, just from like, you know, the amount of times that we were rewinding it. Like, I watched it so often. I could like picture it like exactly in my head, like where it's at in my parents' basement. And yeah, to know that movie like verbatim and then years later be a part of the television program is just like insane. Like, I couldn't have written that for myself ever, you know. And working with a, you know, comic icon like Damon, and like, you know, excellent actors like, you know, like Acclain and Kevin and Keisha and Jordana and, you know, Chandler and Dante and all those people, Michelle Michener. It's just like, and we feel like a family. Like, everybody's really cool and real fun. Everybody really wants to be there. That's like the show that people want to be on. So it's just like, it's just a dream come true.
Yeah, and you know, we love the show. What else can we expect from you in 2007? What other projects you're working on?
Yeah, I'm going to be on TV a bunch, kind of. I was on an episode of Bull on CBS recently, and I'm going to be on Adam Ruins Everything on True TV, I think, next month. And I'm leaving after this. I'm going to Palm Springs to shoot a film called Anadonia. And, yeah, so just, you know, things are, you know, percolating.
So, you know, Lethal Weapon has a really great history of having the craziest villains, you know, from Jet Li to Gary Busey.
Yeah, Mr. Joshua.
Yeah. Now, putting you on the spot, who is your favorite villain out of the whole series?
I mean, Mr. Joshua, for sure. I mean, everybody knows that scene when he's like demonstrating his like strength, and he's like, and you know, the flame like is lit right under his hand, and he's like barely like moving his lip from like the heat. I'm just, that's villainy. That's pure villainy. You know, he was great in that movie. I would love to have a Mr. Joshua type character at some point this season.
Hey, maybe, yeah, we'll have a character turn. And are you working on burning your hand?
Yeah, I mean, ever since that movie, like, I've done it. Me and my stupid friends in college used to have Axe fights, Axe the deodorant, because we hated how it smelled, and so we would have we would spray it on somebody, and now you're tagged with this horrible smelling thing. I hope. Yeah, nice. Exactly. And but we used to so dumb. We used to spray our entire hands and then light our hands on fire, and for like several seconds you don't feel it because the coating is so thick. And then eventually you're like, oh, my hand's on fire, what am I doing? And then you put it out real quick.
So when you said used to, this was like what? Like last week, right?
This was this morning. You can see the singed hairs on it. No, this was in college, so yeah.
Well, you know, Ralph had a sale, so I just had to ask on the Axe spray, you know, maybe make the most of it.
Yeah,
but thank you so much for your time today, and, you know, best of luck. This is probably the most dapper man I've seen. Everybody's well-dressed, so that's saying a lot. Look at this, the patterns, the shorts, the pocket watch, amazing.
The whole thing. But yeah, gift for my wife, she's the best.
Nice.